the Spanish created an extensive empire in the New World, stretching from northern Mexico deep into South America. This empire was built largely by the Conquistadors, Spanish adventurers motivated by religious zeal, the pursuit of glory, and a desire for personal wealth. Although they operated with the approval of the Spanish crown, these expeditions were privately financed and equipped. Their superior weapons, strong organization, and determination brought them remarkable success. They also benefited from long-standing rivalries among indigenous peoples, especially within the Aztec and Inca empires. In 1519, an expedition led by Hernán Cortés landed near what is now Veracruz. Cortés founded a settlement there and famously burned his ships to prevent retreat, ensuring his men remained fully committed. From the coast, he marched toward the Aztec capital, modern-day Mexico City, with only a small force. Initially, the Aztec Emperor Montezuma welcomed Cortés, believing he might be a deity. But the Spanish were appalled by aspects of Aztec religious practice, particularly human sacrifice. They demanded that the Aztecs abandon their beliefs and accept Christianity. Tensions rose quickly. The Spanish took Montezuma hostage, the local population revolted, and Cortés and his men were driven out of the city. Cortés then sought allies among the tribes oppressed by the Aztecs. This was not difficult. For over 2 centuries, the Aztecs had built their empire by dominating neighboring peoples, many of whom were forced to provide victims for sacrificial rituals. With thousands of indigenous allies at his side, Cortés returned to the capital and laid siege to the city. European diseases, especially smallpox, devastated the Aztec population. Smallpox had long been present in Europe, but it was unknown in the Americas, leaving indigenous peoples without natural immunity. As the disease spread, it decimated entire communities. Weakened by both war and epidemic, the Aztecs were defeated within months. Their magnificent city and its temples, believed by the Spanish to be the work of the devil, were destroyed. A similar pattern unfolded in the Inca Empire of Peru. High in the Andes, the Inca realm was still strong when Spanish forces arrived. Francisco Pizarro, leading only a few hundred men, possessed advantages in steel weapons, gunpowder, and horses, none of which were familiar to the indigenous population. At the same time, the Inca Empire was suffering from a destructive civil war. European diseases had also spread southward ahead of the Spanish, killing large numbers of people, including the Inca emperor, and weakening the empire's stability. When Pizarro confronted the new Inca ruler in 1532, the empire collapsed rapidly. Within about 30 years, most of western South America had been brought under Spanish control. By 1535, Spain had established a colonial administration that effectively made the New World an extension of Spain itself. Under treaty agreements, Portugal controlled Brazil. In the end, the Spanish conquest of the Americas was not simply the result of European strength, but a combination of military advantages, internal divisions among indigenous societies, and the devastating impact of disease. The fall of the Aztec and Inca empires marked the beginning of a vast colonial system that reshaped the political, cultural, and demographic landscape of the New World. Spanish rule brought new institutions, beliefs, and economic structures, but it also led to the destruction of existing civilizations and immense loss of life. The legacy of this conquest continues to influence the modern Americas, reflecting both the achievements and the profound human costs of empire building.